Hey guys, and welcome back to Magnar Plays Victis mod. So in the first episode, we just a little recap. We kind of set up our little army, built a building to increase our income, and got a few trade agreements and such. Now we've had the opportunity to attack Sparta, because I think Sparta's off attacking Epirus, and this episode will be fighting this battle. Now I can either attack straight away, but I'm kind of tempted to besiege it for a turn or two and then go in. But there's always the threat that their main army, because I'm pretty sure that's not their main army, could come back and cause a few headaches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my spy off. I think they'd come through here if they were going to reinforce. So I'll send the spy over here and see if I can find where their other army is. Okay, it's not there. Let's see if we go over to Epirus and see if they're over there. There they are. So they're just patrolling. There's 22 of them. Oh, they've got a lot of hamipoi. That's not good. Okay, so that's we've probably got one turn we can siege them for. I don't think the armies can move that far in one turn. So I think we're safe to besiege for one turn and then attack. You can see also that before we were in before we besieged, we were in positive income. But now because we are sieging, and sieging costs extra money, so 10% upkeep for land units. So you can siege for a long period of time, but it's going to cost you a bit of extra money. Also, when you're sieging, when you're attacking, you actually get a reduction to the morale of your unit, so it makes sieging, attacking settlements much harder, and holding sieges for a long period of time much more costly, especially with large armies. Like if we get up to 40 units in a stack, that'll be very expensive. But we've got a few turns we can last with the siege, so let's just do one turn. Okay, they're coming out to fight us. That's great. If we had to attack them in the city, it might have been a bit harder. So now we can maneuver a bit with all of our missile units. I'll just save it here again in case anything happens. Now, in the last episode, I was using the current release version of Victis. I've made some, well, there have been some changes for the next release, which is 6.62. And that's the version I'm playing with at the moment. Just a few changes to the way that battles work. Okay, so I've got a bit of fog in this battle, it looks like. And good terrain, so I think the plan is, I think we can hold this ridge here as they come down here, and gives us some good high ground, especially for our missile units, slingers especially. So we've got 4 slingers. Let's get them set up. Okay, so the things that we've changed, we've had one of our members, Celticus, has been doing some experimentation with trying to make units not react as quickly to orders, to give a bit more realism to the way that it works, and he thinks he's cracked it. So I've added those changes already to this version, and units should hopefully not respond as quickly to any orders. At least that's the goal. Yeah, let's put these guys so they're just on top of the hill so that they can fight downhill. Okay. Now you can see here with these hoplites. Okay, we've got the hoplite stats. Yep. If you do it when in deployment, it'll only show you the stats for the first phase of the formation. So with formations in Victis, there are 2 stages. There's the formation stage, where the unit is actually assembling the men into the formation, where you get negatives to all the different stats. And then there is the actual stage where you're in the formation, and that's where you get bonuses to stats. Now, we've reworked the way these formations work, very similar to the way that it is in Greeks at War mod, if you've played that. Phalangitis kind of came up with this method of the hoplite phalanx, which is kind of incorporating the pike phalanx from vanilla and kind of tweaking it a bit to make it for hoplite units. And so we've actually done the same thing. We've changed it a little bit, but that's the same thing in there. Phalangitis is of course a member of Victis as well. Okay, so I'm going to put the general behind. He can also go into formation. So I've not really fought much with the Greeks, so if I'm doing really badly, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I'm assuming that these guys are not going to be very mobile, and they kind of just have to hold their ground, whereas these peltasts and skirmishers and even cavalry will have to do all the heavy work. So let's get the skirmishers, just getting the light skirmishers first on the flanks, and I'll support them one unit of heavy peltasts as well to back them up. Now the heavy my general strategy here is I'll let them kind of engage, hopefully my hoplite wall on the front, and then I will flank fairly quickly. Actually, I should probably move them back to do that. I will flank fairly quickly with these peltast units. If I can get a good flank on their enemy hoplites, I'll use the heavy peltasts. If we can't, then we'll use the lighter ones from a distance, or these guys will be more to take out enemy skirmishers as well. So that's kind of the general plan. Now the cavalry, I'm actually going to hide the cavalry if I can. I think they can be hidden here. Let's hope they can. Okay, so hopefully if they can be hidden there. We haven't actually overhauled the line of sight part of the game yet, but that will be coming eventually. Okay, so the cavalry I kind of want to hold right back to near the end. They're going to kind of only be for taking out enemy missile units. Don't want to engage in any melee fights with them. Don't want them getting pelted by enemy missile units either if we can avoid it. Before we start the battle, we can just have a little look at what these Greek units all look like. Now we've added about 200 different linothorax patterns and styles. Most of them are from Germans are coming, did those for us. Also some other people, Jade Falcon and a few others. I think we've got some from other mods. Other mods have allowed us to use some of theirs as well. So we've got a huge amount of variation in the linothorax styles that you'll see. It's just kind of each faction or area will have their own kind of style. You should see that more elite units or wealthier units will have more bronze scales on their armor. Cavalry as well will have more bronze scales than the lighter hoplites or the poorer hoplites. So we'll just have a little look at these here. So these guys, as you can see, they haven't got a thorough shield. They kind of got a smaller shield, and they actually have got armor. So that's actually surprising. I was expecting them to be unarmored, but they are armored, so that will help. So lots of variation. It's quite bright, that blue. Now the other part where we've got a lot of variation is in the hoplite shields, the hoplon patterns. We are using the larger hoplon model that was introduced with Wrath of Sparta. We can't really see it because of this blur, so maybe we'll start the battle and I'll pause it and then we can check it out in all its glory. So each faction or each unit has their own set of shield patterns. Most of these are made by Jade Falcon, who's no longer with us, but he made a whole bunch of these hoplon shield patterns for all the different Greek factions. And it's something like 120 different shield patterns. And so that allows us to have different sets of shield patterns based on the region where these units are from. So Athens, you can see the owl there is very, very typical for Athens, the A, the alpha, and a bunch of other patterns there. So that's kind of your Athenian set. We have another type of hoplite in this army as well. This is the Theban hoplites, and you can just, for comparison, you can see that their shields are rather different. So there's no owl there, there's no alpha. They've got rather different set of shield patterns. So each unit I think gets about 8 to 10 different shield patterns, and most of those will either be unique or, only 1 or 2 units will have access to those. The general should also have, or the elite, more elite units should also have their own kind of set with possibly some unique shields. I'm not sure if these guys have it though. Okay, probably not. But yeah, that's the general. That's the kind of the detail and the variation that the Victis offers with the Greeks. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so let's get set up. Let's get this battle going. So first I'm going to move these slingers into the front, and we can let them skirmish. Could possibly even move them up a bit further. I'm not sure the enemy have. Okay, so here they are. Where are their cavalry? I think they have 1 unit of cavalry, or maybe it's in reserve. If it's a reinforcing unit, we can kind of jump up and start taking out their slingers to start with. Okay, so here are the Spartan shields. Again, they will be rather different again, with their own set of shields. So I think that's their bodyguard, their elite unit. Yeah, they're hippies. Now they are called hippies as the Athenian cavalry are hippies, and the elite Spartan units were also called the same. Essentially, they had to. The reason why they got the same name is they had to provide horses, but because it was more prestigious to fight in the hoplite formation as a hoplite, they ended up providing for someone else to fight on horseback. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, we're flinging them. Now missiles don't do a lot of damage. I'm kind of getting slaughtered here. I think my slingers. Oh, I'm doing really bad. This is a bad idea. Bad idea. Are they cavalry? Shit, they're cavalry. Okay, let's run back. This was a bad idea. I thought their cavalry was reinforcements, but it seems that it isn't. And these guys are going to get killed as a result. Run away. That's not good. Okay, so these heavy peltasts are actually pretty good against cavalry as well. This is not going well. Like I said, I'm not used to fighting as the Greeks, and so I'm probably going to make a lot of errors. So now here you can see there's only been a few casualties here, so there's a good chance that these guys can reform. Oh, get away, get away. Run away, run away. Okay, so my attempt at skirmishing was pathetic. Okay, these guys are in hoplite formation. You can see here now they've got a benefit there, so it's not any problem there anymore. Now let's get them back here. Oh, they're not going to charge, are they? They are. Okay, there's no chance that light cavalry, see they're unarmored, there's no chance that they're going to get through that hoplite formation, especially going uphill. Okay, so that was a disaster. Let's see if we can. Oh yeah, so you can see here these slingers, they've come back actually now. Okay, peltast versus peltast now. They got some archers here, or these slingers as well. Okay, these guys are prime targets for for fighting against enemy slingers. These are like the worst Greek slingers you can get. They're unarmored, no shield. They kind of can be destroyed pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm going to save my heavy peltasts here. Where are they? That's them there, right? Let's save these guys. Don't want them engaging just yet. Oh, I'm getting destroyed in this. My skirmishing ability is clearly lacking. So we've got more slingers, let's move them up. Cavalry charging in again. Now missiles don't do a lot of damage in this unless you can get behind the enemy and get to them there. If you can't, then firing at a formation with shields, especially like a pike formation or hoplite formation, you're not going to do a lot of damage. Okay, so they're taking out my crappy guys. I really want to just use these slingers to kill their peltas, but they're not making it that easy for me. Oh, I've got these guys on running away. Okay, let's get rid of that. I think we can beat them now, because we can just charge in there and flank them and then they're gone, pretty much. Okay, so I think we've got that under control. These guys are just pelting this hoplite formation, but they're not really doing anything. As you can see there, well, they're firing uphill. Firing uphill gives you a penalty to the damage that you do. I mean, you don't have that force of gravity pushing it down. There's a nice little line here. Greeks versus Greeks is of course going to be a very slow engagement. Okay, this is like perfect opportunity to send the let's just send one of them. I don't want to get sucked in too much, so I'll just send one around now. What have we got here? Gorgo skirmishers. They sound good for... oh no, their cavalry is still there. Okay. Prepare for cavalry. I'm just going to... I was hoping to get into those Gorgo skirmishers there, but they've got their cavalry there, so I don't want to get into that just yet. I kind of use our cavalry as a flank... not a flank, for just to scare off the enemy cavalry. But let's skirmish these guys off a bit. Or even better, let's go after their hoplites. So that didn't end well for them. How many did they kill? Like probably nothing. Oh no, they killed 20. The other thing with skirmishing, with missile units, is you want to get close to the enemy. Okay, cool. So we've beaten this flank back. What are these guys? What are we doing with them? They have no ammo left. Okay, so they can go in and flank. Let's bring these peltas back up. Yeah, so we should be able to beat these guys in melee. What are these guys? Just 2 units of unshielded. The shields in this mod, we have a system where the shields actually add a significant amount to your melee capabilities, especially if you have a short weapon like a dagger like these Svendornetai have. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, so you'll have to forgive me for that. Okay, let's start making a flanking maneuver with the very slow hoplites. Okay, these guys are out of ammo, so they can probably charge. Let's see if we can engage these skirmishers here. We can support them with... oh, their cavalry's running. Great. Okay, now, because units in this mod will reform very often, like, if you just let them routing, there's pretty easy for them to just reform and come back to the battle, so you really want to get in there as fast as you can and make them shatter, so they don't bother you for the rest of the battle. Okay, can we flank with these guys? I know they're kind of just engaged. Can bring these other missile units around. Okay, now they're gone. Units should rout pretty quickly in this. If you, well, not quickly, but I mean you don't have to kill 80% of them for them to rout. Okay, here they are. The enemy have come back, but these guys are shattered, so we can move on. And they're gone again. Great. Okay, so that's the general. Looking nice and scary. I don't really want to go in there just yet. Let's use up some ammunition from these guys. Get in the back of their hoplites here. Actually, let's get in really close. Turn this off, and we're going to just micromanage it a bit and make sure that they don't charge at us. If they charge at us, we'll have to run away. Yeah, so they've got another type of unit here, the Perioke hoplites, and as you can see, their shield patterns are again very much different to the Hippies, their general unit was. Okay, so I think they get a chance to block if it's on the left-hand side, because that's where the shield is kind of held. So you maybe want to get into right behind them so they don't get that shield bonus for blocking. Alright, let's try again. Where are you going? I said here. Yeah, they're not killing that much. Okay. Oh, they've got some peltas back. Let's get rid of them. Let's charge in there. Now we can start a push. Oh yeah, we can do that. Let's do a push. So we just grab all the units. Oh, they've already pushed through here. I think this general may have to come in and help out. Okay, so they're not very straight anymore, are they? They've kind of really a wavy kind of line has formed there. Let's try with the heavy... Oh, crap. Crap, crap, crap. Run away. Another mechanic in these battles is the general plays a significant role. Whereas vanilla, you lose your general, or having your general nearby units doesn't really have that much of an effect. Having your general nearby units in this mod will be very beneficial, especially to your morale. So it's always good to keep him close by if you can. Look at that, they're broken through. If you move him, so if you allow units, the other thing is if you keep your units in a formation so that their flanks are secure, again, that'll have a big benefit. Okay, let's send these slingers around the back. So yeah, if you send units off chasing kills, and if you're not careful and they get attacked, they can very easily rout. Okay, so we've taken care of pretty much all their missile units now, and I think the rest... Oh no, they've got some peltas in there that are out of ammo. The rest should be pretty straightforward, I think. Just envelop them and yeah, that's about it. So that general is here. Because as I was saying about the generals being very important to morale, I'm going to focus on the right flank first, where they're not really affected so much by the general. Let's get these guys up. But let's first, before I charge my cavalry in, because cavalry is expensive and I'd like to keep them fairly full as a unit, I'm going to weaken the enemy with some missiles first. Okay, these guys haven't got any ammo. What are these guys? Okay, we've got our heavy guys. Let's send them in against their general. Why do they have flaming shot? They shouldn't have flaming shot. Okay, I'll have to look at why they have that flaming shot and get rid of it. Oh, there's a Perioke. That's the way. Okay, let them just hang out there a bit. We've got no more missiles, no more javelin, only... Okay, they're starting to run. Great. Let's move the cavalry in. I'll charge these guys down. Now, even though we're at the... We are charging uphill, so it's not going to be too effective. Let's charge in there and take these guys out. Oh, they're broken. Great. Okay, let's just make them shatter and then we can come back for some others. I tried to fight a few battles as the Greeks without any cavalry, and that was very difficult because this is like the main part of breaking the enemy, is having your cavalry there. Or I tried a couple where I actually lost my cavalry fairly early. I thought, I'll just send them in and they'll be alright. And then it kind of just became a stalemate battle, like just two lines of hoplites fighting it out for a long period of time. Okay, so we can let those peltasts, I think, just mop them up. Let's get the cavalry out of there before they start losing men. That was a good flank. Slingers can also charge over. Okay, that's going to bring them down. Cavalry, let's charge in. Oh no. These guys can charge in there and mop them up, and we can just ride into the back of this group here and try to get them to rout. Now you might be thinking, why are the Periokoi doing so badly against my just normal Athenoi hoplites? And that's probably largely because they're fighting uphill. And I'm not even sure if they're in formation, are they? I think I've got it on. I think I've got it on hard difficulty, so I'm not actually able to see what their stats are to see if they're actually in formation or not. If they're not in formation, then that would explain why they're getting such significant casualties. But I think going uphill is also a large factor there. General can probably bugger off. Not really needed anymore. Oh wow, they've really pushed through the line here, so I'm going to have to probably send a unit over. The general, perfect. Let's get him over there. I may have to reduce the HP of cavalry, it looks like. They're kind of not losing. Well, I guess they're attacking in the rear. I'll save judgment for another couple of battles, see how it goes. And they're kind of heavy cavalry as well. Let's get out and send the hoplites in to break them up a bit. It's going like this. Oh, wrong button. Victory. Yes, that was a good charge. Then we've won the battle. Now, we haven't actually taken the city because they attacked us out. So I'm going to kind of try to kill as many of them as I can while they're retreating. Otherwise, sending hoplites into streets to fight other hoplites will just take forever. Look at that carnage. This is a good time to take them out of formation and send them into chase down mode. So yeah, it's possible to even wrap it up pretty quickly, get them to rout fairly quickly, if you have a combination of missiles getting into them and cavalry charges. That's a great way to disperse even a large enemy force, as you saw there. If we had just had the two hoplite lines fighting, then I think it would have taken a fair bit longer to get through them. Now there's a whole lot more to what we've done with battles in Victis, but I'm not going to go through that in this battle, because this is pretty much done now. But as we fight more battles throughout this series of Let's Plays, I'll explain the rest of the different combat mechanic changes and all that lot. I'm actually kind of surprised that it only took 22 minutes to fight that battle. I was expecting much longer. But, oh well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.